Before you scroll, before you move, before you decide this is just another video, stop. Because what you're about to hear, if you truly listen, can change how 2026 unfolds for you. Not because I'm saying it, but because you are finally ready to hear it. Every new year, people say, this is my year. But 99% lose that fire before January even ends. Why? Because they never learned the secret. Your year doesn't change until your morning changes. 2026 will not be different just because the calendar changes. It'll be different only if you change what you tell yourself every single morning. So, if you've ever felt stuck, tired, or unseen, if you've ever promised yourself that next year would be better but didn't know how to make it happen, then stay with me. Because by the end of this message, you'll understand why hearing this every morning could be the one thing that finally turns your dream year into your real year. You know, every morning when you wake up, you're standing at the doorway of a brand new life. The world hasn't written anything on your day yet. The page is blank, and the first words that go on that page are written by your thoughts. That's where most people lose the battle before it even begins. They wake up and instantly pick up yesterday. Same worries, same noise. It's like carrying yesterday's trash into today's room and wondering why it still smells the same. If you want 2026 to be your year, you've got to start by reprogramming what happens in that first hour of your morning. That's the hour when your mind is soft, open, and ready to be shaped. The world hasn't touched you yet, and that's when you must step in and design your day before the world designs it for you. When you open your eyes, you have two choices: to remember the past or to imagine the future. Most people choose memory. They replay old mistakes, regrets, failures. But winners choose vision. They think about what they're building, not what they've broken. They don't start the day remembering who they were. They start it reminding themselves who they're becoming. And it's not about some fake positivity. It's about taking control of your inner conversation. That little voice that talks to you before you even get out of bed. That's the voice that decides everything. You've got to train it. You've got to turn it from a critic into a coach. You've got to start feeding it the right lines. Because if you don't program your mind, the world will program it for you. And trust me, the world doesn't always have your best interest at heart. So, what do you say to yourself when you wake up? That's the test. Do you say, another day, another problem? Or do you say, another day, another possibility? The words may sound small, but they hold power. Words are the software of the soul, and your thoughts are the code. If the code is corrupted, the system won't run right. So every morning, you must rewrite that code. Try this tomorrow the moment you wake up. Before you even grab your phone, say to yourself, this day is mine. Say it out loud. Feel it. This day is mine. And then add something like, I'm not running from my goals anymore. I'm walking straight toward them. You repeat that enough, and one morning, it won't just be words. It'll be your nature. That's how transformation begins, quietly, consistently, in the privacy of your own mornings. Because you don't change your life by one big decision. You change it by 1,000 small ones that start the same way every day. You wake up and you choose to think better. You choose to speak better. You choose to see yourself as more than you were yesterday. You've got to be your own mental architect. Build your mindset brick by brick. Every positive thought you place is a foundation stone for your best year. And every time you let doubt or fear take the mic, you pull one brick out of your wall. So guard your thoughts. They're your building materials. Now, here's something most people never realize. Your subconscious mind doesn't care if what you say is true or false. It just accepts what you repeat. If you keep saying, I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm not enough, your mind believes it and starts creating situations that prove it's right. But if you start saying, I'm focused, I'm capable, I'm rising, your mind will go to work to make that your reality. The mind is loyal. It will build whatever picture you paint. And the best time to paint that picture is in the morning before the world colors it for you. So take that time. Guard that time. Make it sacred. No phone, no social media, no chaos. Just you, your thoughts, and your direction. Sit with your vision. Speak your affirmations. Visualize your goals like they've already happened. Feel it as real. Because when the emotion meets the thought, creation begins. You might say, but it's hard. Of course it's hard. Everything great is, but it's also worth it. Because here's the truth: your mornings are a rehearsal for your destiny. If you keep practicing fear, you'll perform fear. But if you keep practicing power, clarity, gratitude, you'll perform greatness. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't carry yesterday. Don't start the day with old energy. Step into it like you're stepping into the next version of yourself. Smile, stretch, breathe, and say, "This is my year." And it starts this morning. You keep doing that for 30 days straight, and people around you will start to notice something different about you. Your energy will change. Your tone will change. The way you walk into a room will change. Because your outside world is nothing but a mirror of your inside world. Fix the inner, and the outer starts to follow. You don't chase success anymore. You attract it. You don't beg for opportunities. They start finding you. So let this be the first rule of your 2026. Don't start your mornings with the world. Start them with yourself. Don't wake up to noise. Wake up to purpose. Don't wake up to problems. Wake up to power. And if you can own your morning, you can own your day. And if you can own your day, you can own your year. 2026 begins the moment you decide to take back your mornings. You know, most people wake up and the very first thing they do is start reacting. The alarm goes off, they groan. The phone buzzes, they scroll. The messages come in, they reply. And just like that, the day has already taken control of them before they've even taken control of it. They haven't even had a thought of their own yet, and already the world has told them who to be, what to fear, and what to chase. That's not living by design. That's living by default. If you truly want 2026 to be your year, you've got to turn that around. You've got to start every day with vision before action. See, vision is like the map and action is the car. If you jump in and start driving without knowing where you're headed, don't be surprised when you end up in the same old places. But if you take a few minutes every morning to set the direction, really see the life you're building, then every action that follows becomes meaningful, guided, and powerful. Now, I don't mean sitting around daydreaming. I'm talking about intentional vision, the kind that's written clear, specific, the kind that lives in your mind so vividly you can feel it. Because you can't chase what you can't see. You can't reach for what you haven't defined. Most people say, "I just want things to get better." Better how? Better where? Better in what way? Life doesn't respond to vague wishes. It responds to detailed visions. So tomorrow morning, before you get lost in the noise, sit for a few minutes and picture the 2026 you want. Not just the things you want to have. The kind of person you want to be. Picture yourself waking up strong, clear, confident. Picture yourself in control of your finances, your health, your peace. Feel what that would be like. Smell it, hear it, sense it. That's not pretending, that's preparing. You are rehearsing your future. See, your mind is a remarkable thing. It can't tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. So when you imagine your future clearly every morning, you begin to live like the person you're becoming, not the person you were. And when your actions start matching that new picture, the results have no choice but to follow. Most people wait to see it before they believe it. But achievers believe it first. And then they start to see it. They act on faith, not proof. Proof comes later. The secret is to wake up every morning and speak your vision as if it's already happening. Don't say, "I hope I'll be successful." Say, "I'm becoming the kind of person who attracts success." Don't say, "I wish I could be confident." Say, "Every day, I'm walking with a little more certainty." That small shift in language changes everything because it changes your direction. Think of it like this: the mind follows pictures. If you show it images of failure, fear, or confusion, it will find ways to make those real. But if you show it pictures of strength, clarity, and success, it will go to work to build them for you. Your brain is a loyal worker. Give it a clear order every morning. Tell it exactly what you expect from the day. Tell it what kind of person you're going to be today. You see, the world is full of people chasing success with no vision. They're busy, but they're not productive. They're running fast, but they're running in circles. Action without vision is noise. Vision without action is fantasy. But vision with action, that's creation. That's when life starts to take shape. That's when ordinary days turn into extraordinary seasons. And I'll tell you something else. Vision isn't just about the big things. It's about the little ones too. It's about seeing how you want your day to feel, not just how you want it to look. You might decide that today your vision is to move slower, to be more intentional, to speak with kindness, to act with purpose. Those are still visions, small ones that shape the big one. You build your best year one vision, driven morning at a time. So take control of that first part of your day. Don't let the world dictate your focus before you've even said it. Before you touch your phone, touch your purpose. Before you answer messages, answer yourself. Ask, what do I want to see today? What do I want to move toward? What would make today matter? Because clarity is power. A person with a clear vision doesn't get distracted easily. They don't waste energy on what doesn't align. They move through their day like they already know how it ends, with victory. And here's something to remember: vision makes discipline easy. When your picture of the future is strong enough, you don't need to force yourself to act. You want to. You stop asking, do I feel like it? And start saying, this is who I'm becoming. The clearer the vision, the fewer the excuses. So take those few quiet minutes every morning to build your vision. Write it down, speak it out loud, feel it like it's already real. You're not waiting for permission, you're giving yourself direction. Because 2026 doesn't belong to the person who works the hardest. It belongs to the person who sees the clearest. And remember this: if you don't design your day, someone else will. If you don't build your vision, you'll end up building someone else's. So, before the world pulls you into its storm, stand still for a moment and see your own sky. Close your eyes, take a breath, and say it to yourself. Today, I see it, I feel it. I'm walking in it. My vision isn't waiting for 2026. It starts this morning. You know, everyone wants to feel motivated. They wait for that spark, that special feeling that gets them up early, keeps them focused, makes them unstoppable. But the truth is, motivation is like the weather. Some days it's sunny and you feel great. Other days it's dark, cold, and you don't feel like moving at all. If your success depends on motivation, then your life will always be inconsistent, because motivation comes and goes. What separates the people who make 2026 their breakthrough year from those who just wish for it is one simple thing: consistency. Consistency is the quiet power most people overlook. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, it's not loud. It's the discipline to keep doing what matters long after the excitement is gone. Everyone feels inspired at the beginning. That's easy. The beginning always feels good. The gym feels new. The plan looks fresh. The dream feels alive. But give it 2 weeks, maybe a month, and suddenly that fire fades. Now it's early mornings, late nights, tired eyes, and no applause. That's where most people stop. They say, maybe it wasn't meant to be. No, it was meant to be. You just weren't meant to quit. Success isn't built in the moments of hype, it's built in the moments of habit. The small, quiet, invisible moments when no one's watching and you choose to keep going anyway. It's brushing your teeth when you're tired. It's showing up to write one more page. It's making that one extra call. It's choosing a salad over junk food. It's reading for 10 minutes instead of scrolling for 30. Tiny wins done daily. That's the real secret, because success doesn't happen overnight. It happens every morning, little by little. And you can't fake consistency. You either do the work or you don't. But here's what's beautiful about it: once you become consistent, life starts to feel lighter. You don't have to fight yourself every day. You start to build momentum. Momentum is like a current that begins to carry you. At first, you have to push hard. Discipline feels like dragging yourself uphill. But then, after enough repetition, your habits take over. You stop forcing yourself to show up. You just do. That's when discipline turns into identity. You're no longer trying to be consistent. You are consistent. Most people underestimate what consistency can do because they're addicted to instant results. They want the reward without the routine. They want the outcome without the effort. They want the applause before they've done the work. But the universe doesn't work like that. It tests you first. It asks, can you stay steady even when nothing seems to be happening? Because the truth is, something is happening. You just can't see it yet. Every day you show up, you're planting seeds. You don't dig them up every morning to see if they've grown. You water them, you protect them, you trust the process. Consistency is faith in action. It's saying, I believe in my vision enough to keep showing up even when the world gives me silence. It's understanding that greatness doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do daily. Your 2026 will be the sum of your daily decisions, not your occasional bursts of effort. Let me tell you something important. It's not about perfection. You don't have to do everything right every single day. You'll miss days, you'll fall short, you'll get tired. That's human. The key is don't stay down. Winners don't win because they never fall. They win because they always get back up. If you miss a day, restart the next morning. If you break your rhythm, rebuild it. The danger isn't in failing once. It's in deciding that one failure means you're finished. And when you stay consistent long enough, people around you start to see it. They start saying, "You've changed." And they're right, because consistency doesn't just change your schedule, it changes your identity. You start to see yourself differently. You start to believe in yourself again. You start to trust that you'll follow through. That trust is everything. Once you trust yourself, the world begins to trust you too. You see, most people chase motivation because they think it will make them act. But real transformation works the other way around. You act first, and motivation follows. Action breeds energy. Energy creates momentum. Momentum builds belief, and belief fuels more action. That's the cycle of champions. So when you wake up tomorrow and you don't feel like it, do it anyway. When you're tired, when it's boring, when it seems small, do it anyway. Because one day, all those small actions will add up to something massive. That's the irony of success. What feels insignificant in the moment ends up being the most significant of all. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for someone to cheer you on. Don't wait for everything to feel right. Just start. Stay steady. Keep the rhythm. Consistency will take you places that motivation never could. Because the truth is, while everyone else is waiting to feel ready, you'll already be moving forward. There's a saying that goes, "Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons." Remember that when the alarm rings and your bed feels too comfortable. Remember that when you're tempted to skip your routine. The small pain of discipline will one day turn into the big pride of success. But the comfort of excuses will always turn into the sting of regret. So if you want to make 2026 your year, don't pray for motivation. Practice consistency. Let your daily actions speak louder than your moods. Let your habits carry you through your doubts. Let your effort become your identity. When you master consistency, you no longer chase success, you attract it. Words are powerful. The words you say to others carry weight, yes, but the words you say to yourself carry destiny. You live every day with an inner conversation running in your head, whether you're aware of it or not. That voice is always talking. Sometimes cheering, sometimes criticizing, sometimes doubting. And if you're not careful, that voice can talk you out of your own future before the world even gets a chance to challenge you. See, success isn't just about what you do. It's also about what you say. Because what you say programs how you think, and how you think directs what you do. Your words are the command center of your life. They send signals to your brain, to your body, to your habits, to your attitude. And most people are careless with that power. They speak weakness, then wonder why they feel weak. They speak doubt, then wonder why opportunities slip away. You can't build a strong life with weak language. You can't create abundance with words of limitation. I've met people who talk themselves out of success every single morning. They say, "I'm tired," before they even start. "I can't do this. I'm not like them. It's too late for me." Those phrases are small, but they plant seeds. And when you repeat them enough, they grow into beliefs. Before you know it, those words have turned into your truth. Not because they were right, but because you made them right. You believed them. You gave them power. Now, here's the good news. If negative words can weaken you, then positive words can strengthen you. If the wrong words can trap you, then the right words can set you free. The tongue is a small muscle, but it controls massive direction. It can either build your house or burn it down. So, what are you building every morning with your words? When you wake up, your mind is like soft clay. It's ready to be shaped. The first thing you say becomes the mold for your day. So you have to be intentional. You have to choose your words the same way a sculptor chooses a tool, carefully. Instead of saying, "I'm tired," say, "I'm recharging." Instead of, "I'm broke," say, "I'm learning to manage my wealth." Instead of, "I can't," say, "I'm learning how." The meaning shifts your mindset, and the mindset shifts your reality. I know some people hear this and think, that's just positive talk. But it's not about pretending. It's about programming. You're already talking to yourself all day. You might as well say something useful. You might as well say something that lifts you, shapes you, and reminds you of who you're becoming. The greatest mistake is believing that your words don't matter. Every time you speak, you are giving instructions to your subconscious mind, and it's listening carefully. So start to speak power into your routine. Don't just think about your goals, declare them. Say them out loud. Speak life into your vision. Say, I'm healthy, I'm focused, I'm disciplined, I'm growing, I'm attracting good things. The first few times, your mind might laugh. It might say, that's not true. But keep speaking anyway. The repetition is what turns words into reality. What you speak with consistency, you begin to believe. And what you believe, you begin to live. Let me tell you something. Every champion you've ever admired talked their success into existence long before anyone saw it. They rehearsed the future in their language. They spoke like winners when they were still beginners. That's not arrogance, that's awareness. They understood that their words were the bridge between where they were and where they wanted to go. And sometimes, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Speak with conviction. Don't whisper your dreams. Don't apologize for your goals. Don't talk about your future like it's fragile. Speak it like it's inevitable. Your energy carries your words, and your words shape your energy. That's why two people can say the same sentence, and one inspires while the other disappears. It's not just the words, it's the belief behind them. Here's something to remember: silence can also speak. When life gets tough, when doubt creeps in, when people question you, that's when you have to speak even louder. Not to them, but to yourself. That's when you look in the mirror and remind yourself, I've come too far to stop now. Because life will test your language before it rewards your effort. It wants to see if you'll still speak faith when everything looks uncertain. You don't need anyone else to speak power over your life. You can do it yourself. You can be your own encourager, your own motivator, your own leader. Because when that voice in your head starts saying, you can't, you'll have trained yourself to answer back, watch me. That's the power of mastering your words. You stop being the victim of your thoughts and become the author of your story. And when you begin to live this way, something shifts. Your words start matching your actions. Your energy begins to align with your vision. People feel it when you talk. You sound grounded, clear, confident. Not because you're faking it, but because you've built it from the inside out. Your voice becomes a reflection of your inner strength, and that's when your life starts to follow the sound of your own conviction. So from this day forward, don't waste your words. Don't speak casually about yourself, your goals, or your future. Speak deliberately. Speak purposefully. Speak like someone who knows that their voice holds power, because it does. Every morning, open your mouth and give your day a direction. And if you ever forget what to say, just remember this simple truth. Your life will rise or fall to the level of the words you speak each morning. We live in a time where distraction is the new disease. Everyone's connected, but very few are truly present. The first thing most people do in the morning is not stretch, not breathe, not think. They scroll. They wake up and immediately let a world full of noise decide what kind of day they're going to have. Before their feet even touch the ground, they've seen 100 opinions, 50 comparisons, and 10 reasons to doubt themselves. That's how most people start their mornings, reacting instead of directing. And then they wonder why the day feels scattered, why they feel anxious, why success seems so far away. You can't create focus in a world built on distraction unless you do it on purpose. If you want 2026 to be your year, you must reclaim your mornings from the chaos. You've got to draw a line and say, my first hour belongs to me. Because that's the hour when your mind is fresh, your spirit is open, and your direction can be set. Once you give that hour away to the world, it'll spend the rest of the day telling you what matters. And usually, it's everything that doesn't. You see, distraction doesn't just waste your time, it weakens your purpose. Every notification, every scroll, every piece of noise you let in before you've built your inner foundation chips away at your clarity. It's like trying to plant seeds in soil that's already filled with weeds. there's no room for what really matters to grow. The truth is, you can't hear your calling if you're drowning in the noise of everyone else's. That's why the people who win are not always the smartest or the fastest. They're the ones who can stay centered when the world tries to pull them in 1,000 directions. They protect their focus like it's treasure, because it is. They understand that what you give your attention to, you give your energy to. And where your energy goes, your life follows. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, reach for your mind. Sit still, breathe, listen. Ask yourself, what do I want to feel today? What's the one thing that would make today meaningful? Most people never ask that question. They just run. They rush into the day like soldiers without a mission, hoping something out there will give them purpose. But purpose doesn't come from out there. It starts in here. You can't live a focused life by accident. You have to choose it every morning. Now, I'm not saying technology is bad. It's powerful, but power without control becomes chaos. The problem isn't the phone. It's the fact that we've forgotten who should be in charge. You should use it as a tool, not let it use you as one. If you wake up and the first voice you hear is the world's, you've already lost the most important battle of the day, the battle for your attention. Let me tell you something I've learned: your attention is your life. Whatever you give it to, that's what grows. Give it to drama and drama grows. Give it to learning and wisdom grows. Give it to your vision and your life expands. But give it to everyone else's noise and you'll start living their story instead of your own. So start designing your mornings with intention. Create a space of direction before distraction. Maybe it's 10 minutes of silence. Maybe it's reading something uplifting. Maybe it's writing your goals or affirmations. The point isn't how long it takes. The point is ownership. When you take ownership of that first part of your day, everything else begins to fall into order. You move through your hours with purpose instead of panic. You react less and create more. Think about this. Every morning, life offers you two doors. One leads to direction, the other to distraction. If you choose direction, you start your day aligned, grounded, in control. But if you choose distraction, you hand over your day to everyone else's agenda. You end up living in reaction mode, always behind, always anxious, always feeling like time is slipping through your hands. And it's not because time is short. It's because focus is scattered. There's a peace that comes from focus, a calm strength. When you sit in silence, even for a few minutes, the noise of the world starts to fade and something amazing happens. You can hear yourself again. You can hear your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams. That inner voice, the one that's been buried under notifications and comparisons, starts to speak again. And it says, here's who you are. Here's where you're going. Here's what really matters. Don't let the world steal that voice from you. Guard it like a secret. Protect it like your most valuable possession. Because it is. Without direction, even success will feel empty. But with direction, even small steps will feel meaningful. Every morning that you spend in focus becomes a foundation stone for your best year. And little by little, your life begins to change, not because you're working harder, but because you're working clearer. You'll notice that your thoughts are sharper. Your decisions feel simpler. You start saying no to things that don't align, and yes to things that bring peace. You stop chasing everything and start choosing what's right. That's when you start moving from confusion to clarity, from reaction to creation. And that shift, that quiet, deliberate shift, is where power begins. So when the alarm goes off tomorrow, don't let the world rush in. Don't start your day inside someone else's story. Take that first hour back. It's yours. Sit with your purpose. Guard your attention. Choose direction. Because once you do, something powerful happens. The world no longer controls your focus. You do. You can't build your best year inside someone else's noise. Protect your mornings, and you'll protect your destiny. Belief is the foundation of everything. Before the success, before the results, before the applause, belief always comes first. You can have all the plans, all the goals, all the strategies in the world, but if you don't truly believe in yourself, you'll find a reason to quit every time things get difficult. The mind will always create a story to match your belief. If you believe you're capable, your mind will find a way. If you believe you're limited, your mind will find excuses. The difference between people who build their dream life and those who just talk about it is not talent, it's belief. You've probably heard people say, "I'll believe it when I see it." But that's not how life works. The truth is, you'll see it when you believe it. Every great achievement starts in the invisible, in someone's imagination, in a thought, in a quiet conviction that says, "This is possible." Faith is the soil where everything valuable grows. You plant the seed of belief long before the fruit shows up. You can't wait for the world to confirm what you already know in your heart, because the world won't always believe in you, at least not at first. People will doubt you, situations will test you, results will delay. And if your belief depends on what's happening around you, you'll give up every time the wind changes. You've got to anchor your faith inside yourself, not in circumstances, not in opinions, not in approval, but in the unshakable knowing that what you're building will come to life if you keep walking toward it. Belief is not pretending everything is perfect. It's not closing your eyes to reality. It's seeing the obstacles and still saying, "I'll find a way." It's standing in the storm and saying, "This doesn't change who I am." That kind of faith doesn't make things easier. It makes you stronger. It gives you endurance. It gives you courage. It gives you something most people never develop: consistency under pressure, and belief isn't loud. It doesn't need to be shouted from rooftops. Real belief is quiet, deep, and steady. It's that voice that whispers, "Keep going," when everyone else is telling you to stop. It's the calm that says, "I'm not there yet, but I'm closer than I was yesterday." It's the conviction that tells you your future is not up for debate. That's belief in action. When you wake up every morning, you have to decide what you're going to believe about yourself before the world gives you its opinion. Because the world will always test you. It'll say, "Are you sure you're good enough? Are you sure you can handle this? Are you sure you can win?" And you've got to answer back with faith. Not blind hope, but firm belief. Yes, I can. Yes, I am. Here's the thing. Your belief shows up in how you walk, how you talk, how you move. It's not what you say, it's how you carry yourself. When you believe, it shows in your energy. It shows in your tone. It shows in your habits. Belief creates presence, and presence attracts opportunity. People can feel belief. They can see it before they understand it. They may not even know why they're drawn to you, but it's because belief radiates power. And let's be honest, there will be days when belief feels far away. Days when nothing's working, when the plan falls apart, when you feel tired and unseen. Those are the moments that separate the dreamers from the doers. Because it's easy to believe when things are going right. The real test is believing when there's no evidence yet, when everything in your reality says no, but your spirit still says yes. That's when belief becomes the fuel that keeps you moving forward. Every great life requires faith in the unseen. You have to act like it's already yours even before it shows up. You have to walk like the door is open, even if it hasn't swung wide yet. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. You're aligning your actions with the reality you're creating. Because if you only act according to what you see, you'll stay stuck where you are. But when you act according to what you believe, you step into a higher version of yourself. You can't wait for the right timing, or the perfect plan, or a sign from the universe. The sign is your desire. The timing is now. The belief is your permission slip. Life will never give you certainty. You have to bring it. You've got to walk into 2026 like it's already your year. Not with arrogance, but with assurance. Not with fear, but with faith. Because faith is contagious. When you believe in yourself deeply enough, others start to believe in you too. And belief is not built in one moment. It's built in repetition. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your belief grows stronger. Every time you follow through, every time you act even when it's hard, every time you show up, you're building a reputation with yourself. You start to trust yourself more. And when you trust yourself, you no longer need motivation, you move with confidence. So if you want to make 2026 your year, stop waiting for proof. Create it. Walk in faith. Talk like it's already happening. Act like the door is already open. Because the universe doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards conviction. When you move with belief, life starts to move with you. The path won't always be clear, but it will appear as you walk. You've got to see it before you see it. You've got to feel it before you touch it. You've got to become it before you receive it. That's how change begins, from belief to behavior, from behavior to reality. And once you truly grasp that, nothing can stop you. 126 will belong to those who believe in their future before the world believes in them.